Avengers Endgame marks the end of a decade-long build-up in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But if you're a casual fan, you might have had some trouble keeping up with the 20 plus films that have been released over the past 10 years. Luckily, you still have time to catch up for Endgame's release on April 26. I'm Alex Robinson, this is Bingeworthy, and here are the 8 Marvel films you definitely need to binge to prime yourself for Thanos' eventual defeat in Endgame. And no, that's not a spoiler. I mean, come on, you know who's gonna win eventually. Right off the bat, you obviously need to watch Avengers Infinity War. Released last year, Infinity War started an epic 2-film story revolving around the Mad Titan Thanos. And all this will culminate with this year's Endgame. Basically, if you don't see Infinity War, you will be more lost during Endgame than Tony Stark without a GPS. And on that note, you'll probably want to lead into this new movie with a rewatch of the first Avengers film and its direct sequel, Avengers Age of Ultron. Not only is Avengers Endgame in the same series as these films, but rumors abound that our heroes will be traveling back to scenes from these first 2 films to rewrite the course of history. Of course, this is all speculation, but giving them a quick watch just to complete the set isn't the worst idea. And hey, they're pretty entertaining in their own right. Another Marvel-verse movie worth catching up on is Ant-Man and the Wasp. I know. Starring Paul Rudd and Evangeline Lilly as the titular insect-centric superheroes, their story takes place somewhat simultaneously with the events of Infinity War, even though the rest of the Marvel-verse isn't really shown. Now, the plot of the movie involves the quantum realm, a dimension where space and time are irrelevant, that can only be accessed by magic or technology that basically seems like magic. We're not going to spend any more time trying to explain what the quantum realm is supposed to be, as it kind of makes my head hurt, but what we will say is that the quantum realm is consistently rumored to play a major role in Endgame. Now, Ant-Man and the Wasp might actually be the one movie you really have to see outside of the Avengers series to really understand how the gang can eventually defeat Thanos and presumably bring our vanished heroes back to life. We're going to tread lightly on this next one, as it was just released in theaters and we aren't trying to drop hard spoilers on you, but you should try to see Captain Marvel before you see Endgame. It's been known for a while that Captain Marvel will play a role in the upcoming Avengers movie. After all, we were introduced to the character by Nick Fury's pager at the end of Infinity War. Also, the movie just looks awesome, so you should see this origin story, the first female-led Marvel superhero movie, by the way, no matter what. Moving on from movies that might directly play into the plot of Endgame, we want to call out a few flicks that will just provide some context of what is sure to be an emotional send-off for some of our favorite characters. Rumors have been swirling for years that Endgame might be the last time some of our heroes appear on screen, meaning they might die and never come back, like ever. 2 characters that are consistently rumored to bite the dust for good in Endgame are Tony Stark, Iron Man, and Steve Rogers, Captain America himself. So, it might be a good idea to take in Captain America Civil War one last time. If you don't remember, Iron Man and Captain America kind of had a bit of a falling out in this film, like they beat the crap out of each other. Endgame might show the 2 meeting up for the first time since the events of Civil War, which will no doubt be an emotional gut punch for fans. And since this might be the last dance for Iron Man and Captain America, it would probably be good to go back and watch their first introductions into film. Iron Man 1, which is really just called Iron Man, and Captain America, the first Avenger, give origin stories to these heroes and will be a warm burst of nostalgia to all the fans that have followed their adventures for the past 10 years. It's also a great way for you to cap off your mini Marvel marathon.
And speaking of things that are super, Visible Phone service gives you unlimited messages, minutes, and data at speeds up to 5 megabits per second for just $40 a month. There's no hidden fees, you don't have to visit any stores, and it all runs on Verizon's 4G LTE network.
I'm Alex Robinson, and that was Bingeworthy. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. For more Thrillist entertainment, check out the link in our description. And for another episode of Bingeworthy right now, click the link directly to my left. Thanks so much.